Hey, hello everyone. I don't really think I've shown my face around here before, and for good reason. I can assure you that very much, right? Yeah, hello. Mm, I do not know how to start this video, so I'm Javed Akhtar. Yes, that sounds like a wonderful, a fascinating starting point, right? So, everyone knows what happened. Yada yada yada. Mufti Saab apparently won. Javed Saab apparently lost. Nobody cares. A redundant debate, really. No one can argue that. I hope so. So, the debate in itself, we are not going to talk about it today. That's a very redundant topic, as I have said earlier. I am now just repeating myself. But we aren't really going to talk about debate today. What we are really going to talk about is how easy it is to gaslight people. Now, you are like, what? How does the debate really connect you to that? But the point is, anyone who has actually watched the debate will know what I'm talking about. You have you watched the debate? Have you watched the debate? Now that is the question. I know you haven't, but they're like that one guy that has actually watched the debate and is watching this video. You know what I'm talking about. Mufti Saab didn't win shit respected as a man is. I mean, how can you? I mean, just just Javed Akhtar, an 8-year-old world-renowned award-winning man, legend of a man, really. Which, I mean, of course, him losing wouldn't really be, the biggest of hope, because expect the unexpected. That's what we go around with here, right? So, but the bigger problem is because that how much it proves that it is very easy to manipulate people. Because if you really look at it, Mufti didn't win the debate, but people are convinced that Mufti won the debate. Because why are they convinced that Mufti won the debate? Now that is a very fascinating way, fascinating thing, because others. So one person is being made convinced of. I don't know if that's grammatically correct. Excuse me if it's not. Is being made to think that Mufti won the debate, even while he did not. Mufti Saab did not. But why is that? Because other people believe that he won the debate, and because who's really going to sit there and watch an hour and 56, practically 2 hours, practically a 2 hour debate? Because of course it is easier to just fall for Instagram reels propaganda. Oh shit, Akshay, people are easy to manipulate. But the question, dear viewers, why? I hear you ask why. Must have been the wind. So to answer your why people are easy to manipulate, so people believe what they want to believe. As Gail Foreman once said, I believe, and I definitely know who that person was. Before I made this video, you better believe me. I knew who that was. Don't you dare doubt me. I knew who that person was. So people will believe what they want to believe, because to be wrong is to be ordinary. To be mediocre is to be mediocre. And to be mediocre is to be terrifying. That's how people were raised. And now that we're on the topic of raising people, oh my god, that was such a cool transition. People are raised by other people. I think most of us know that, but most of us are probably, gonna agree upon is that upbringing is practically the most important part in a person's life. I don't think a lot of people are arguing with that. And if you are arguing with that, I think you should go debate a wall, Joe. I think there are bigger fish to catch here, right? If you're going to argue with that. So of course people are being raised all the time. Nonsense sentence, really. But if people are being raised all the time, they are being raised by someone, right? I think that is obvious. But how is it that we expect children to grow up to be smart people if they're not being raised by particularly smart people to begin with. I mean, of course, a child has the potential to grow to be a very smart person, but if he's surrounded by dumb-witted peers and teachers and parents who don't exactly think outside the box, how can you expect him to have an environment where he can, develop the skills that he needs to? Of course, he's going to be growing up to be a dumb person. He's going to grow up to be a dumb person. He really isn't going to achieve much other than, of course, the rat race, which I mean, topic in itself, right? But formal education in this regard fails miserably. It fails miserably. But what a child needs more these days, I believe, is the freedom really to think. We don't allow children to think as much as we do, all right? They are not allowed to think, especially with how horrible our education system is. I mean, it is probably worse than what we had thousands of years ago. But yeah, they are. So children aren't allowed to think, and chapter 4 boo. It seal, however we want to, term it, as their brains are towards, new thoughts. Of course, they are not very open-minded. They're very orthodoxic in nature. Why? Because of course, if they are going to be open-minded, that's indirectly accepting that they were wrong about their previous opinion on the matter. And to be wrong is, of course, to be mediocre. And to be mediocre is to be terrifying. Of everyone wants to be extraordinary, and to really be extraordinary, there are two ways. I mean, it's a thought process I came up with myself. So there may be hills here and there, but there are two ways to be extraordinary. One is to be a cut above everyone else at, but practically everyone is doing. I mean, right, studying, sports, gym, this, that, yada, yada, yada. The second part is to not try anything, and you are by basic mathematics already extraordinary. And now, how dare you say that? Actually, are you a fucking dumb person? No, I'm not a fucking dumb person. So I think you're the problem here. So let me accentuate. If everyone is trying to be extraordinary, then to try to be extraordinary is to be ordinary. Does that make sense? I don't know. So if you really just try something that no one else is trying, you are extraordinary by default. That's basic mathematics. Now I hear you ask, oh Akshay, oh dear Akshay, oh smart Akshay, oh handsome Akshay. That one guy in his mother's basement, who just plays video games, is goning really, is on Reddit all day. I mean, he really isn't trying to be perfect or extraordinary in any conceivable way, right? No, he's trying to be. Everyone is trying to be extraordinary. Even that one person that I gave the example of, the Redditor. I mean, you never know, man. He's just grinding out the game. That one student in your class who you don't think he doesn't study, isn't good at sports, is a horrible person according to you. Maybe he's just got other interests, man. Maybe appearing tough and gangster on Instagram is their chosen poison. I mean, it's the choice they pose. I mean, it's the poison they chose. I mean, who are we to judge? I mean, really. Right, so everyone is trying to be extraordinary. If you simply try not to be extraordinary, you are extraordinary by default. I mean, to try to not be mediocre, to try to be extraordinary, since everyone is trying to not be mediocre, trying to not be mediocre makes you mediocre by default. It's a paradox, really. So, oh, Akshay, what should we do so we can be as extraordinary and as handsome and as perfect as you? I am gonna be honest with you, little bro. I'm gonna be honest that really is not happening. Let me, you on my level. I mean, yeah, that ain't happening, you little.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.